Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from Mexico, and we're gorilla trekking in Volcanoes National Park.
I am Laura, I'm from Colombia, and right now I am in the eastern side of the Ñuble National Park.
Hi, my name is Martin Becker, and we're traveling in Akagera National Park.
I'm Sam Garvin, and we are here at Kitabi College of Conservation and Environmental Management.
I'm Rachel. I'm from the US, and we're in Kigali, the capital of Rwanda.
Hello, my name is Amy Vetter, and I'm here in Rwanda leading the Yale FES study tour of conservation here in this country. I first came to Rwanda in 1978 and have been able to come back very frequently and see the change in conservation as it takes place here. Our intent in this study tour was to make sure people could experience the natural areas of Rwanda, from savannas to mountain forests, but also to speak with people who are doing active conservation work on the ground. So we tried to balance a mix of people from government and protected area management with people in the NGO world, international NGOs that are helping to support conservation in Rwanda, as well as some community groups to see what life and the context for conservation is here in Rwanda. I see many different big and small successes as I come back each time, and to be able to share those things as well as the current challenges is something I think that's really important and I think helpful to students, young professionals who are looking at possibilities for conservation in their own countries.
Our first stop in this trip was Nyungwe National Park. We were very lucky to go on guided tours to see chimps and colobus monkeys. And this was not only great because we got to see them in their natural habitat, but also because we got to experience what this visit is for a tourist and all the work that is done behind the scenes.
You know, this is a young park. There's a lot of infrastructure development. There's a lot of tourism promotion. And also our main issue now is community conservation, where we engage communities around the park. One of the things that keeps somebody like me here is the changes that is happening. I can tell you, when I came in 2003 here, when there were fires in the forest, we would practically force people to go and put them out. But nowadays, the locals get to see the fires and they inform us and even go to the forest. It shows that there is change of attitude on the importance of protecting this natural forest.
The road from Nyungwe passed through the swamplands where the last elephants lived, steep mountains with erosion damage, and recovering mining patches in the valley below. We visited the visitor center at Awinka and then hiked down to Banda village. We were able to talk to farmers who had experienced crop raiding and were now seeking compensation from the government, as well as an ex-poachers cooperative employed to maintain trails in the park and also to deliver food daily to local school children. We had the opportunity to talk to a beekeepers cooperative in the area. We also had a great conversation and tour from Kayuki, who is a beekeeper himself and now an employee of WCS.
My name is Hakizimana Vincent. I'm a beekeeper and I work as a beekeeping development officer around the Nyungwe National Park. We help those beekeepers in capacity building, in method and the technique of modern beekeeping, also in marketing of their bee products. Those beekeepers have been organized into the Beekeeping Union, a group of 13 beekeepers cooperatives who are working around the Nyungwe National Park in order to reduce those bushfire which they sent before being organized.
Yale bees, did you see that?
Akagera is more a savanna type of park. It's located in a much drier area of Rwanda. One of the real issues that they told us is that they face the need of fencing the park boundary, which is counterintuitive. In that area of Rwanda, you have such a severe land pressure. You have agricultural lands encroaching the park boundaries and severe malnutrition and poverty. So fencing a park might be the only viable solution in that context if you really want to regenerate the local ecosystem and reintroduce big mammals or carnivores such as a lion. And it would be simply impossible to do the same in that context without fencing the park. You would face severe social conflict. The park made me think about how conservation plays out in a given cultural, social, and political context. And this is kind of easy to say, or you can read that from a book, but in Akagera I think you get to experience that. You really get to understand what that means.
Kigali has been our home base for the last 3 weeks. We visited many local markets and local restaurants to get a sense of the city life of Kigali. We met with the U.S. Embassy, with USAID, and the Rwanda Development Board, RDB. RDB is the umbrella for tourism, and we were very struck by the fact that conservation and tourism are managed together as a whole.
So I have the pleasure to introduce Yasin, who has been our great guide for over 3 weeks.
Well, thanks. Once again, my name is Yasin. With EcoTours, this is my 4th year, the founder of EcoTours. When he came out and started his own company, he just wanted to make sure that he can do something that will try to maybe improve on the well-being of the communities around the park. This is when he started what we call the Ipiwachu Culture Village. Now, the Culture Village is a success story because it's now run over by almost 1,000 members of the families neighboring the communities. Rwanda EcoTours itself as a company, the 20% goes back to the communities. This is why I was telling you that I'm here to stay. The rain is not coming.
The rain is not coming because of Yasin.
Because of...
Thank you.
Across the generation, I think it's very important for people to come, students, to come to understand. Many people do not, it's hard to understand the issues from the books. But when you come and you connect with the park, you talk to people, you have really a very, very good understanding of the issues. Since I'm here, I've seen things changing for good around here. Looking forward, we need to think about the habitat because the habitat is so small. Animals are coming outside and causing conflict. International visitors do not want to visit animals outside the park.
So on the last leg of our trip, we were able to meet with a few representatives from the International Gorilla Conservation Program, which came out of Amy and Bill's work with gorillas in the 70s. Okay, so we saw golden monkeys, and when we got to the forest, before we could even enter the park, the golden monkeys were out in the fields of potatoes. And while we wanted to explore Volcanoes National Park, we actually saw one of the biggest problems facing the community, which is the animals coming outside into the community and destroying livelihoods. So the highlight of the trip and our lives was seeing the mountain gorillas. After this long hike, we finally got to see the gorillas, and it was a really, really special hour that I won't forget anytime, ever. I'm just not gonna forget that. And then we trekked out and it was over and it was really sad. But the most amazing thing was seeing what Amy and Bill set up decades ago and seeing it today. It just made such a big impression to see that working in conservation can make a difference for communities and for wildlife.
I think when you're heading back to your school, you will tell your friends, your neighbors, how everything is here in Rwanda.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, do we have an official ambassador from your country?
Yes.
Now will become like the second ambassador after him.
Yes.
That means you will tell more people to come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I like the other part, but this one is the best one for me.
What makes it the best?
Because we have the gorillas, of course. Yes. The gorillas make known our country outside. Yeah, because if the people come here, when they're heading back, they tell more people how our country is. Because if they're outside, they're still feeling about the genocide. But after visiting the gorillas, when they're heading back, they tell more people how our country is. Yeah.